everyone. Welcome to another Journalist Toolbox training. I'm Mike Reilley, founder and editor of the Journalist Toolbox. Today we're going to talk about tools that can help you cover the coronavirus COVID-19. This is a two-part installment. And to start out with, we're going to talk about some of the resources you can find on journalisttoolbox.org. If you go to the homepage, we have a link up here prominently on the page right now. But we also have an archive linked off the left-hand rail here, Coronavirus and COVID-19 Archives. This archive has more than 350 resources in it right now. All kinds of different databases, graphic making tools, tip sheets, research, all kinds of really great stuff. And this archive is broken down into several categories. Data and research, coronavirus media coverage and social media coverage, fact-checking tools for fact-checking information about the virus, resources from different journalism organizations, some resources targeted specifically to student media, and then also flu resources and other outbreaks, including a lot of research on the 1918 pandemic as well. So you can go in here, open up any of these pages, and just a wealth of information here. Databases, this is the database page, everything from the COVID-19 tracker, the Johns Hopkins coronavirus map, which we'll look at in a minute, and several others. So part of this two-part series is to take a good look at some of these research tools. So I've got these listed here, and then we're also going to list these in the description area in your YouTube video description area, so you'll be able to access these links straight out of this YouTube video. And the first one we're going to look at is Big Local News, Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Dashboard, which is a pretty well-known one. I'm also going to show you Google Trends and a Google Trends data store because it has some really interesting resources on creating graphics on what people are searching for in relation to COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So we'll start with Big Local News. Big Local News, their Case Mapper tool. It's a partnership between Stanford University and as well as Pitch Interactive, a data visualization organization out on the West Coast, and also the Google News Initiative. And you might notice the export and embed button up here in the upper right is very similar to what you see in Google Flourish. And the advantage of this tool, this is updated with data from the New York Times, among other resources. You can read more about it here in the About section. But it breaks down this homepage, county by county data on the number of COVID cases, the number of deaths. It gives U.S. data as well as the state and the county, just very, very detailed here. And you can take and embed this for free, and it updates on the fly in your webpage. So it's, these pre-built graphics are all available to you. You also can type in your zip code up here. I'll type in, I'm in Chicago, 60613, Cook County. And it will take you, and again, you can embed this to more detailed data about your county and about your state. You can see Illinois, we've been hit pretty hard here. It breaks down, cases per 100,000, which is very critical when you're looking at population and see how deep the virus has gone into some of these areas. Again, you can take these and embed these. There's share buttons up here. They do list many other resources here under their, right next to their About page, and places you can go to get data. A little About page that talks about the partnership and how this project works. Very handy, very easy to use, good for small newsrooms maybe that don't have a team that can build graphics, or maybe a team that doesn't do a lot of graphics work. Again, Big Local News out of Stanford University doing some fabulous work. Another good tool, and this is one that's been around since even before it hit the U.S., Johns Hopkins University's COVID-19 dashboard. Very handy, easy to embed, updated daily, tracks deaths on the right-hand side. Also has total confirmed cases. As you can see here, it's broken down by country. And you can find it, U.S., Brazil, and so on in order of the most number of cases. The main map in the middle, you can zoom in and get a little tighter look at some of the countries if you need to zoom into those areas. It lists cumulative confirmed cases, but you can also look at active cases, incidence rates, testing rates by country, hospitalizations as well. So you've got a lot of choices here in this little panel down here. And here's just the number of cases that you can see worldwide increasing here. You can look at confirmed cases. These are daily cases. And when this graphic first started, this was just looking at Wuhan, China back in February. And now it's really expanded and grown to cover the whole world. As you can see, the confirmed cases has really exploded all over the planet. So that is the Johns Hopkins coronavirus dashboard. Sharing and embed tools, other versions of this. They have a nice mobile version of this that'll work well if you've got a responsive website. You can go and look at their other versions of this dashboard, and they're very, very easy to share and use. Google Trends, trends.google.com or google.com/trends. The tool's been around for a while. It tracks what people search on Google. You can type in keywords up here. If you scroll down the page a little bit, it's got a whole coronavirus section on it. I anticipate this being out here for quite a while, as long as this virus continues to haunt us. You'll be able to find this pretty handily on the front page of trends.google.com. They have some pre-built graphics here that are common phrases or questions people are typing into Google search that are previously built. Here's one here: coronavirus, weather, news, kind of how it's taken over. You can look over, a period of months, days, hours. You really have a lot of controls here. What's really cool too is, questions people are asking. In the U.S., what are some of the top questions people are asking about the virus? Again, very easily embeddable. And you can also share these over social channels relatively quickly. The embed code comes as JavaScript right here. But you can go out, if you wanted to create your own graphics, you could go out here and, type in COVID-19. I'll put in unemployment. And for kicks, why not? And notice this is default to the United States over the past 12 months. I'm probably going to want to narrow this down to the last 90 days. And instead of US, I can type in, if I wanted to look at Chicago or a specific city or specific state, I could put it in here. And believe it or not, at one point, toilet paper was searched more than unemployment or COVID-19 at the outbreak of the pandemic, which is just absolutely blows our minds. But as you can see here, unemployment really took over, and COVID has been fairly consistent, but the unemployment numbers, at least in the U.S., big story. Toilet paper has since faded off, but you can do these kind of odd comparisons here and really build an interesting graphic. I did kind of a silly one here. But you can see, how the disparity is in some of these search terms. The Google Trends data store, which is the last link I'm going to share with you, the Trends data store has raw data sets that you can download on various topics. There's one up here about the Democratic candidates, how they were searched by week. This one at the very top, though, has top cities and trending searches by country. And this is a really fascinating spreadsheet. You can open it up, you can download it by hitting the little download button here. As you open it up, it's got a bunch of tabs on it of different countries. And I've opened up Italy here down at the bottom. And let me crack this open. It's being a little... There it goes. I've got Italy up here, and as you can see, it's by country down here in the different tabs. But as you call up Italy, it's got all of the cities, what the top search term is here. It's got everything from 3/18/20 all the way up to the end of May. And it'll be updating soon. It updates weekly. So you'll be able to pull more data, but this column goes way over. So you can break this down by country and see, and by city within the country, and see what the top search terms were. And this is all raw search data. You can pull this in, and you could create a map out of this and show the top search term by city in Italy. If you wanted to, you could do it, by city in the U.S. or in your state, because the U.S. is in here as well. There are many, many tabs down here at the bottom that you can pull from. There's a whole index of them here as well. So a lot of really good data here that you can pull from out of this spreadsheet. So that's all I had for now. We are going to come back and look at some more tools to cover COVID-19. But in the meantime, here's 4 great ones to work with.